Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. I hate to do it. We do it often here now. It seems like every day, every week, there's something we're pouring one out. Pouring one out
I
for
almost
something.
feel guilty about it.
Well, we like to make acknowledgement of something that was amazing that's gone in the Chicagoland area, and that's what's happening right now. Brian and Kenzie, in case the producer, are pouring one out for the Naperville Rib Fest. Now, this is a monstrous event for years, and here's the statement. The Exchange Club of Naperville said it's not planning to hold a Rib Fest this year, typically a super big highlight of the Chicagoland area. I mean, they've gotten bands, like we just gave away Third Eye Blind tickets, like Third Eye Blind has played there.
Right.
Huge rock bands like Aerosmith. They do a July 4th fireworks show. And plus, ribs.
I mean, it's not like that goes out of style. Like, people aren't really into ribs this year. No one's ever said that.
Yeah.
Ribs are taking a hit in popularity.
People have come from around the country to compete in Naperville Rib Fest with their sauces and ribs. I've been there. It's so good. And it was supposed to be this weekend. Now, remember, without Rib Fest, you do have Picnic to come to and the Taste of Randolph.
Hey.
That's right. Taste of Randolph is this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Us, we sabotaged it.
Well, let the record show we did not sabotage Ribfest. I want to get that out there now.
It's not true. It's not true.
I love Ribfest. I did not sabotage
blew
it.
up all the smokers. It was a vendetta.
I just picture Kay sneaking behind some generator and pulling a plug out somewhere, and that made Ribfest go away.
I did not do that. Citizens of Naperville, I did not do that.
He let all the cows out like a month ago. And now there's no meat.
There's no ribs.
They all ran away. The ribs ran away.
They were trying to harness rat ribs to be for it or something. There's no cows. Tragic. So I found this interesting to mention because in this article from ABC7, in a statement from the Exchange Club of Naperville, there's the club president, Emily Trotz, who said, the event was not canceled. We just decided not to do it.
Honestly, amen. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just like, it's been busy. You know?
I
a lot of planning and hire all these people.
I know it's been going on for years. So is that a way to say something when you don't want to do it anymore? It's not canceled. I just didn't want to do it anymore. No, it's not. Listen, I'm not being mean there because she seems like a really nice lady and all that. But I just thought it was very interesting how she said that. No, it's not canceled. We're just not doing it. Well, it's canceled then, right? Because it happens every year.
No, she's saying like, I'm leaving the people wanting more. It's like when a band could go on a tour, but they're like, no, this was it. They bow out at their height.
Yeah.
So you remember and go, God, I miss Rib Fest. Not like, oh, they used rat ribs that one year and it sucked. You know?
God, I want to try some rat ribs. So
I can
tiny,
go get you some.
so tiny, like toothpicks.
It's like a flight of ribs that way. You can try all these little ones.
A flight of rat ribs. Now, I did go to their website. Actually, they had a more specific statement on this for the people of Naperville that expected this. And like I said, people went from all over to go to this Naperville Rib Fest.
Right.
The Exchange Club of Naperville has decided to suspend Rib Fest operations until further notice. I'd like to thank all of our patrons who came through our gates over the years and the great sponsors who have helped give back $22 million back to the Naperville community since 1986. They've been doing Naperville Rib Fest. They want to thank the Barbecue Ribbers. That's what they're called, Ribbers.
The Rivers.
Food vendors, volunteers that supported the cause. Special thanks to the city of Naperville, the Naperville Park District, city of Romeoville, city of Wheaton, DuPage Event Center, and the fairgrounds. So that's what's going on. It's gone. And I just think that's a pretty sad deal. Again, not bad timing with Taste of Randolph this weekend with Picnic. You can come downtown.
I'm sure there's going to be some ribs. You can taste all of Randolph while you're there. It's going to be awesome.
Well, they're all the restaurants for Picnic. They are out there, and there's a good chance at some ribs and other different kinds of food. Great music like Local H and Sincere Engineer and Frico, and just a whole list of them all to go through all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Same deal, just like a $10 donation at the door. Gets you in and gets you to experience something amazing. But Naperville Rib Fest is gone because they didn't cancel it. They decided not to do it.
That's too bad. Kenzie, that's really a great project for you this weekend at Picnic at the Taste of Randolph is find us some ribs.
I'm all over that.
That is a good use of your time.
You know what, Kate? Finally, you brought something valuable to the table for me to do that I care about.
Saturday afternoon, I want you there. I want you looking for ribs. Where's Kenzie? She's on the rib hunt.
Thank God, because you always have me running around doing crap.
Doing your job.
I don't want to do.
I'll tell you what.
You're like, film this video, dance a little. I like, thank God.
Yeah, I'm telling you to dance a little.
Like,
I'm a club promoter.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want want to, fine. You're always just making me do all this crap like I'm a dancing monkey. Thank God. If you want to know where I am, I'm eating ribs. This is what I will do for work on Saturday. That's fine with me.
Well,
Amen.
Yep, do that. It'd be great. And actually, we have these little wristbands we're going to pass out to get people in kind of a little VIP section at the Taste of Randolph at Picnic. And
But I won't be in there because I'm going to be looking for ribs.
no, if you see Kenzie, ask her where the rat ribs are, and then you might get a wristband.
I'm busy, man. I'm going to be hauling ass.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and we just sadly told you about Naperville Rib Fest not happening since 1986. And they decided to just not do it. It's not canceled. They're just not doing it. Very sad for the people of Naperville and the surrounding areas. But a lot of our listeners checked in. Remember, there are more Rib Fests going on. A lot of people checking in. Tinley Park Rib Fest is July 4th weekend, July 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Geez, it's 4 days?
Yeah, well, you need 4 days for Tinley Park Rib Fest.
Oh, yeah. So you can get down there for that. Is there any other case there was people checking in?
Yeah, Lake in the Hills is the other big one that people wanted to mention is the Lake in the Hills Rib Fest, which I'm looking at the entertainment portion because it is not only, and this is July 11th through the 14th, it's not only Rib Fest, but it is a carnival and entertainment as well. And Jefferson Starship is going to be there.
What?
I know. That was kind of my thought as well. There's an Elton John cover band, a Queen cover band, an Elvis cover band, and Jefferson Starship, just to name a few.
Well, a lot of tribute bands there.
Well, you know, it's Lake in the Hills Rib Fest. You're going to go there, hear the hits, and eat the ribs that you want to eat.
Well, it sounds about right. It's funny to be in those tribute bands that some people play the music exact and some look exactly like the people. And I always thought, so I was curious, when they were a kid, were they told enough they looked like Elton John that they eventually became an Elton John tribute band? Like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do you look like the artist and then you become in a tribute band? Or do you just mold into that like a dog? The dog and the owners look alike after a while?
I think it's that. I think you figure out that you can kind of hit those notes, and then you realize if you have that skill, then everything in your life needs to be dedicated to looking like Elton John or whatever cover band you choose.
Yeah, I saw a Foo Fighters tribute band once, and the guy looked just like Dave Grohl. I mean, his face, his hair sounded like him. I always wonder, how did this happen?
That's true. That's true. It's a weird life.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like the thing that you like.
Yeah. And also, you do it well. Like, the ones that are really good, they look like them and sound like them, and I just can't figure out what comes first, chicken or egg. Also, Gina checked in, and it's our friend Gina from Twin Anchors, best ribs in Chicago. Arguably in the competition there of the best ribs. It's an old town.
Twin Anchors, is that like...
It's an old town.
Is that like a women barely wearing any clothing establishment?
No, it's a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Why
No,
would
I
you
know
say
it's a
that?
No, like I know it's a restaurant, but like, is it like Hooters adjacent?
Oh, you're thinking of Twin Peaks.
I know, but like, is it like the Chicago version?
No.
What would an anchor represent on the female anatomy? Because Twin Peaks is obvious.
The badonk?
I don't know, or like they only hire women who are like really big breasted. Like Peaks can be perky, but anchors?
No. Twin Anchor is a
You gotta come
legendary.
in packing.
Twin Anchor is a legendary Chicago rib place, and Gina, who works there, runs the place, actually contributed to, if you remember, Kenzie, way back in our radiothon, kind of put us over the top in getting our food donations for last year for the Greater Chicago Food Depository. And she texted in saying, like, I didn't realize Kenzie was such a big rib fan. Please tell her we'd be happy to share some with her some morning. Bring in some ribs in the morning.
Amen. Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
See, now you're... And she also said, I think Brian liked our ribs when we brought them in for our 90th anniversary. And Gina, I didn't just like them. I fell in love. And I've eaten those ribs many, many times over the many, many years at Twin Anchors because I lived in Old Town for a while, and it's the best. And then but they gave us sauce to take home. And Gina, I licked that jar of sauce dry. I was pouring it on the ribs, but I couldn't let it go with some on the left. You know when you recycle, you got to rinse out the jar and then put it in the recycling area? Nope. I just put it...
Because you see, now it sounds perverted again, Twin Anchors.
That's right. That's right. Oh, my gosh. So thank you, Gina, for checking in. Twin Anchors ribs, amazing. And again, coming up, we have the Riot Fest announcement after Stone Temple Pilots that happened last night at 7 o'clock. Maybe you're just waking up and wasn't aware. We have Riot Mike coming in at 10 a.m. to lay out all the information about the bands, 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. We'll lay it out for you, but we'll recap what happened last night. Pretty shocking news for some of you after Stone Temple Pilots.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, we have headlines coming up where you decide the content. We give you 2 headlines, and based on the headline alone, you decide what story we read, and we never read the other one again. That's coming up here in about 4 minutes after Noah Khan. And to give you the final conclusion of a guy I met in the park when I was playing with my daughter, Harper, and his son came over, and then we started talking, and then we got separated. I said to my wife, Megan, you know what? I'm going to go get his number. I'm going to walk over there, make that long walk across the park to the swings, and ask him for his phone number. Kind of weird, because it was like walking over there to ask somebody out. I was nervous walking across the park there to get his number. And I said, hey, nice shoes. Oh, thank you. Oh, by the way, can I have your number? You got to open with a compliment, you know? Can I have your number? Maybe we can get together sometime. And he said, that sounds great. Gave me his number.
Right.
And I texted him. Later on, I go, it's great meeting you. And I said, maybe we get together sometime. He said, K. He texted that back, just K. Kenzie thought that was a big red flag because it wasn't an okay.
Not good. Not good.
Do you ever text K?
Yep. We can call my husband right now and see if he thinks it's a good response or not.
Let's give a little example there before I give you what happened when I texted him something. So you text your husband and say like, hey.
Usually when he asks me something that pisses me off, the response is, oh, K.
K.
I just think that when you get home, I'm going to leave and have a nice day. And then you can stay home with both of the kids. Like,
K.
He says, I think I'm going to leave and have a nice day.
Yes.
Ah, that's an interesting text.
Well, it says a lot.
Sometimes he doesn't have the best mornings with both of the kids there and me gone.
Nothing's worse than getting K back.
Yeah.
There's a couple things. There was somebody that said you get back sure is the worst thing you can get back. If someone you leave this like long text. So here's the plans for this weekend. We'll get together, blah, and do this. Like, sure.
You know what's really bad from me is like, if that's what you want.
Oh.
That's what I said.
God, that's terrible.
Like, so it's like, I'll say that sometimes when I say, like, if that's what you want.
Brian, how would you react if somebody said, if that's what you want?
I'd run into a lake. I'd say, obviously, he doesn't want to do anything with me.
Make the noise you just made again.
Okay. Oh.
I really like that. Yeah,
Like,
but and then you'd run into a lake.
If you text your wife, like, I think that, you know, this weekend I'm going to go do this, if that's okay with you. And she wrote back, if that's what you want.
Oh.
Would you be scared?
God. I'd say, well, I'm asking if that's what I want. I don't know what I want.
Then just tell me.
Just tell me what I want.
Just tell me.
Well, because then Roman always switches into like, well, no, it was just an idea. That's usually when I get back. I was just an idea. I was just talking it out.
I wanted to have a good day, but if you think it's stupid, I won't.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't have
I
to.
don't have to. I was just running it by you. I was just talking it out.
Mine is when I don't really care for what was said. I just say this, and maybe Case has gotten this a few times. Right on.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I've been hit with a few right-ons.
That's when you're mad or when you just don't care?
When I don't care or I don't like what was said, and I don't want to get in a debate about it because
I would think you were happy if you said that to me. I'd be right on.
Oh, no.
Right on. I'm like, lit. Brian agrees.
Oh, cool. Brian's happy.
We're in on this together.
No, if I
Right
say right on, it means I don't even want to deal, and I'm just going to move on and whatever.
I'm going to go back to Entourage now, right on.
This is very good that I know that because I really would have been like, because you're like, right on. I would imagine you like, oh, this is the best text I've ever gotten. Kenzie is a genius.
Oh, right on.
That's a great idea.
Case, what's yours when you don't really want to deal? What do you text back to somebody?
I have a rule with my girlfriend that we're not allowed to say sure to one another. I know that was on the list. That's like the number one. But
Sure's number one.
Sure makes me feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
If I suggest doing something and you say sure, you might as well just punch me in the face and say that's a horrible idea.
See, I actually am not mad when I said sure.
But I'm not mad when I say right on.
Well, I literally will text you like, sure. That's how I say sure.
But
It's very
I read
airy.
it because texts are funny, right? Because we
Yes.
put our own emotions behind text,
Amen.
even if they're not there.
Oh, yeah.
So when somebody says sure, it's like psh, sure, whatever, loser.
Yes.
You should die.
Might as well- your text actually finishes it as that. Sure, you should just die.
Because at home, I'm going, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the thing with the new iOS.
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 The new AOL.
The new
system.
AOL.
AOL has a huge update on the way. They're making a comeback.
Yeah. See, in the punk rock chat room I used to go into on AOL, the new update for Apple should be that where you can put a tone with a text like that. Like you're going, sure.
Well, that's why I try to add a lot of punctuation. Some would say I had too much punctuation, but sure with an explanation point makes you know that I'm not angry.
That's right. If you said sure with explanation point, it would make me think like, okay, great.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate more than anything? Is when someone gives me a thumbs up.
Oh.
If you send me a thumbs up, you might as well send me the middle finger. I'd be less offended if you send me the middle finger.
Yeah.
If you send me the you're honestly, that's what you're doing. You're like, you're not like, all right, thumbs up. It's like you're a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Don't text that to me.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
So let's get to my friend here. So I met him and he texted back a K and everybody had a lot of recommendations on what to text back to rekindle this relationship I made in the park with this guy. And then Kenzie said, why don't you send him the gif of the girl getting hot dogs thrown into her face? Everybody knows that, know what you're talking about.
It's one of my go-tos. My boss is like, hey, here's your picnic schedule. And I just text him back that.
Hot dogs in the face. So I gave no explanation and I texted that last night, okay? I just texted the hot dogs in the face to the girl. And
the guy.
Yeah, and he didn't text back all night. But this morning, he did send a text. And that text was, ha, with a period.
No, he hates you. He hates you, Brian. It's not getting better.
Oh.
I don't think you had a good conversation with this guy. You said you did, but I don't think you did.
We bonded for an hour in the park while our kids played together.
Hates you.
Ha with a period.
Well, he said K, and now he said ha with a period.
Would it have been okay if there was no period? If it was just ha?
No, not
So
good.
Ha with a period's really
if
bad.
someone's happy, it's ha ha ha. And then one ha means like ha, go kill yourself.
No, it does not mean that.
No, I think that's what it means.
Kinda. Oh boy. Calvin checked in from 630 and said, imagine working an overnight job and waking up to Brian sending you a gif of a hot dog being thrown at a lady's face. OMG.
He regrets bumping into you so much.
We had such a good time. What did I misread here?
Well, here's what I want to know. Put your thinking caps on for a second because he's married with a wife and a kid. What do you think he's telling his wife about you?
With the hot dog gif, you mean?
Yeah.
He's saying, I met this guy at the park,
Yeah.
and I thought that he just wanted to be friends, but he wants to like hook up with me. He won't leave me alone.
Yeah. I'm not gonna let this go. I'm gonna try one more time.
What are you gonna try?
I don't know. I gotta salvage this relationship because I like him.
What do you like about him?
Why are
He's
you
a cool
so
guy.
interested in this working out? Stop trying to make fetch happen, right? And he doesn't want to hang out with
Are you
you.
gonna bring him his Spider-Man comics next, George?
I'm
This is like a Seinfeld episode.
I'm trying to show that adults can make new friends in an interesting and positive way because people are lonely out there, and I want to be an example. But now I'm lonely because
Everybody wants to be a hero.
All right, so we'll keep you updated on this. Should I do it again? What should I send now?
I don't know, that you missed the manhole in Chicago, the manhole bar.
I'll pour one out.
Hey, pour one out.
Pour one out. I don't know. I just like him. I want to be friends. So.
Do you envision going over to his house or going out going out somewhere?
I picture us watching football this fall.
Oh, okay, so that's a few months
He's
away.
not letting you come into his house.
I want him
He's
to come.
not doing that.
I want him to come to my house.
He's probably not going to do that either. You're going to have to meet him at a bar that plays sports.
That plays
Like on
sports.
TV.
Hold on, guys. Let me put in my DVD of sports real quick. There it is.
You know what I meant?
There's my sports DVD.
Here's the sports.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So I was just talking about the man friend I met in the park with our kids playing, and I got his number, and it's kind of been a debacle since then of trying to just show I want to be just a dude, want to be a friend. And 847 checked in. So a lot of good advice from our listeners, by the way, about making adult friends, because I don't know, a lot of people talk about, loneliness is at the highest level ever, and adults don't make an effort to get a friend. And so 847 checked in. Why not just be honest with him and tell him you thought he was cool and wanted more dad friends and tell him you're awkward and then send him a link to the podcast as proof?
Actually, do that because I would love to commiserate with somebody.
You want to talk? He'd probably be your friend.
Give me his number.
Yeah, he'd be your
Let's see if he
friend.
responds to better.
Someone talked about, are you aware that he might be listening? Well, I didn't tell him what I do, by the way, and he didn't recognize me. So as far as he knows, I'm a drywall salesman.
Which is not a thing, by the way. Nobody's going door to door selling drywall.
I don't know. I tell people that because I had a buddy growing up that was a drywall salesman, actually, and I would just tell people that because I know a little bit about it because of him.
Really? You think you know a lot about the drywall industry?
If someone asked me a follow-up question, I could BS my way through it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I go with that.
Like, how do you drywall?
Well, what you do is, you have to tear down the old drywall first.
Oh, of course.
And that's the fun part with that claw hammer, just ripping it down. Mm-hmm. Then you got to check out what kind of insulation's there because you're probably way too old, so you're going to have to go on and I'm going to stop right now.
There you go. Hey, Brian, you've got people checking in on the phone lines, too, that want to give you advice. You want to talk to Sandra and Lyle real quick?
Yeah, why not, Sandra? Ahoy, what's up?
Hey, Brian, I think you need to kind of use the kids right now and do a play date because you're kind of coming off as a creeper, in my opinion.
Oh, jeez.
And so,
Last thing I wanted to do.
yeah, and I don't know if your new friend drinks, but there's a couple breweries that allow kids in, and you can have like a play date. There's Bubble House in Lyle.
Listen, I know about the breweries that let kids in. I'm aware.
So
Harper has seen a lot of breweries so far in her 19 months of
I can't
growth.
wait for her to write an autobiography about her life.
So all my dad did was take me to bars. Oh. Here's the question I have for you, Sandra. That my daughter's 19 months old and his kid is like 8 years old.
It's not gonna happen.
You can't do a play date? Is that too weird an age range on a play date?
Yes.
Okay.
all right, so you might have to involve the wives then.
Megan's great. You should involve the wives because even if he hates you, his wife's gonna love Megan.
Wait, I'm supposed to offer up my wife to him?
Yes, as sacrifice.
As tribute?
Yes.
That might be a different play date. But,
Yeah. That's what happens out in Naperville. I know that. That's for sure. Well, thank you, Sandra, for your advice. We appreciate it. Maybe I'll consider all this, okay?
Yeah.
all right, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Because if you can get his wife to want to hang out with your wife, which everyone wants to hang out with Megan, then he's going to be trapped into hanging out with you, which works.
Well, that's what happens with a lot of dads out there.
Exactly.
And it's like the wives like each other, and then the dads go like, so, man, see that game last night?
Right. So this just has to happen.
Yeah. All right, I'll figure this out. Probably crash and burn very violently and how I try to overcompensate to be his friend.
You did overcompensate.
Thank you for all your advice. We will get to head-to-head lines where you choose the headline you want to hear us talk about. We have two juicy ones today coming up here. We'll give them out to you after Gil Curtis's headlines in about 10 minutes here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Plus, we still have chances to get in the Beaches Lounge this Friday. They'll be playing Picnic on Friday night, but you'll see a lounge earlier, and then you get to hang with them later on. All that coming up. That's coming up around 9 o'clock right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.